Gang is all here. This is exciting. We haven't heard from Tommy yet, so while he's connecting to the audio. Oh, I just saw his mouth move, but I keep talking when he's talking. There he is. All right. Welcome, one and all, to We Have a Situation Here, where we will take prompts, figure out the situation, because the prompts tell us what the situation is. But then we take said prompts, we make a story, funny or not, who knows? Funny or Die is a way better thing to spend your time with. That's beside the point. My intros are very bad. Let us begin with player introductions.
I'm player 1, Tommy.
I am player 2. My name is Sean.
Player 3, Richard.
And player 4 is Zach.
Awesome stuff. All right, who's ready for their stuff? Let's start with words. Ready for words?
Word.
Player 1, Tommy. Your word is magician. My word is, and Zach, you are more than welcome to steal this one. It is enhance.
Enhance. Oh, this is going to be a good night.
Player 3, your word. We're getting all the new ones tonight. Your word is iffy. Iffy is your word. And player 4, your word is dusty.
That reminds me of your mother.
Burn.
I'm offended, but I don't know why. Here we go with our situation stuff. Our character this evening is named Dio Dia. Dio, D-E-O, space Dia, D-I-A, like the airport. Dio has the soundtrack to Mamma Mia on vinyl. And here we go again. It's a Mamma Mia reference. Kicking it off early. Thing two, Dio has a not very useful superpower. Superhero story. Fun. A not very useful one, but that's where we can go. Our situation this evening. Kaiju have arrived in the city and they, the character, has to get to the safe zone.
What?
Kaiju.
I did not. Somebody, Kaiju?
Kaiju.
Oh,
Monsters.
Kaiju. I thought we were talking about Caillou, the children's cartoon.
Everybody run!
Yeah, that's way more terrifying. All right. So Dio has a not very useful superpower. They like ABBA movies that are strung together just to make money. And they are in a city where kaiju have arrived and safe zones have been established. Fun stuff. So I like starting with better defining the character, getting to know Dio a little bit, figuring out what we're going to do. So on the list of not very useful superpowers, what is Dio's not very useful superpower?
He can only change objects into neon colors. Different neon colors.
I like that. So he's got like a baseball bat. It goes from wood grain to bright green.
His camo jacket to hide from monsters turns, bright orange.
That is not very useful. One might say a hindrance?
Or do we make a completely useless power, like, he can summon spaghetti noodles?
That's not useless. That sounds awesome.
You're right, he would never go hungry.
Can they summon the flying spaghetti monster?
That could be pretty useful to summon a monster against monsters.
Yes.
And one that flies. I mean, if he's got the high ground.
Yes, his noodly appendage can do many things.
Gonna get on that edit button tonight. Okay. All right.
An appendage can be like a tentacle. I mean, he is made out of spaghetti.
All right. Yeah. Tentacle.
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 Not testicle.
Got that new mic, so that just sounded so crisp and clear.
It's just a word, Sean. My kids know the word, and they're small.
Kick that word. That's what kids do. All right. So Dio can summon the flying spaghetti monster, and there are kaiju on the way. All right. I like it. Where does Dio live? Is it a coastal city? Are the kaiju coming out of the plains of Kansas? That would be crazy, huh? Raw. Oh crap, we're bored.
I think this city only has pizza restaurants. So the spaghetti is going to be very welcome because they're tired of pizza. But they love Italian, no matter what.
Perfect. All
That
right.
sounds like a coastal city to me.
Gotta love that Italian food.
Can it be in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan? We have a
Ooh.
coast.
Is that if it's a mitten, is that the thumb part that's up top? How does a mitten work? Now
The other part.
I'm so confused. What are
Get a map,
hands?
Sean.
All right. So I think Dio's a magician. Got to be a magician.
I was going to
Works.
say Dio hates magicians.
Oh, even more fun because Dio can actually do something magical.
Yeah.
So, all right. So Dio sees like sleight of hand tricks and is like, that's just garbage, and starts throwing things like dusty objects, just throwing them right at magicians anytime it comes into play.
Wow,
Seems
you are.
kind of iffy.
Yeah, you're racking up points there, guys. Slow down.
Combo. I like doing that. That's fun. All right.
So I need some help. What's this kaiju? Because I apparently don't know what it is.
Godzilla, Mothra, just giant monsters. Giant animal monsters, generally defeated by robot
Oh,
things.
I learned something today. Not a giant hairless toddler.
That's a whole
It
different.
probably is.
Maybe that's what's inside of it.
It's all toddler operated.
Yeah, that's why it keeps breaking stuff. Because that's what toddlers do.
Can't stand up straight for more than 10 minutes at a time. Constantly just throwing stuff. Vomits all the time.
Yeah, it won't eat what you feed it.
Well beyond toddlerhood.
Children are terrible.
That's a different podcast, though. That's we're gonna have to make a dad cast. It's like, oh my god, they talk all the time. All right, how does the Mamma Mia soundtrack come into play? Do you think? Oh! Let's do the exact same thing as Mamma Mia.
Here we go again.
And we've got loads of there's a wedding going on. Dio is part of it. There's some drama going on in the background that he has nothing to do with, and he keeps just summoning the flying spaghetti monster so he has somebody to talk to, and then kaiju show up.
I think Dio also doesn't know who his father is. It could be 3 different people, and he's going to try to figure that out at the same time.
And one of them is a magician.
Oh, no.
Gary.
This story just got enhanced.
Amazing. All right. So, Gary, the magician and potential father of Dio, is present. I think it's like a lakeside destination wedding thing. There's a big lake, a couple of big lakes around Michigan, so we can choose from the not so cold ones to the really polluted ones. So, whole swath of options there.
Some social commentary. Wow. I didn't know soapbox was one of our bonus words.
I was going to add it. I was a little iffy on the topic, though. It could very much enhance our podcast, though.
Yeah. You definitely don't want the podcast to get dusty.
Not at all. Nope.
Mm-mm.
Magician.
Then we'd have to bring on a magician.
A podcast magician.
Ooh, that could be fun. We could do visual effects, and then somebody could just describe it like baseball style.
Sparkles all
Old-time
over the
radio.
screen. We need a big sheet of metal, just general metal, something thicker. Go wob 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 wob. Make thunder sounds.
And that's it. Only thunder. Everything the thunder sounds.
I do like watching Richard feverishly try to fix his audio, though. It's so intense.
Yep. Keep going, Richard. You can do it.
Really nothing.
Ooh, once you get really close to it, we can hear you now.
Oh, that's weird. I guess you get this. Really close.
Rich, can you
Yeah,
give us a
what?
cool jazz radio station intro?
And you're here on tonight's podcast.
Rich, when you pulled that up, I swore you just grabbed like a wingtip shoe and you were just going to hold on to a shoe.
Got my new microphone.
That was my
I think we
second
solved the problem.
choice.
All right. So let's get back to the story here. Dio has been invited to a wedding. I don't think it's Dio's wedding. I think Dio being able to bring about the this flying spaghetti monster and having such definite opinions on magicians, I don't think Dio's getting married just yet.
Harsh.
I'm sorry, I should get rid of the soapbox thing. So, but Dio's at this wedding. There are 3 men invited to it that could very well be his father. One of them being Gary the magician.
Was Gary performing at this wedding?
Ooh, that'd be fun. I'd go to that wedding.
Heck yeah.
I think Gary, gets drunk and for the reception starts the show while the live band is playing.
Just walking around pulling eggs and quarters out of people's ears and other places.
Orifices. I'm a big fan of orifices. Put that on the list of words. Orifices.
Keeps walking up to elderly patrons or elderly attendees of the wedding during the rehearsal dinner and is just pulling eggs out of nostrils. Like, hey, what's that? Whop. Just being really gross about it.
It'd be really cool if they were deviled eggs.
When he eats it,
Yeah.
He does. All right, so he's pulling devil
or
eggs
does
out.
he? Then he pulls it out of his ear.
Oh, he puts a whole egg in one ear and a deviled egg out the other ear.
Magic.
I think we're going to end this episode by just starting a magic troupe or something.
So I think that eventually Gary is eating just way too many of these deviled eggs. He's already intoxicated, and he is just profusely losing the eggs over the not the wedding party, not the family, but that second table, the other kind of important people in the wedding party, and he just vomits right over them. And then Dio, being a nice guy, picks up Gary, takes him outside, and they start to talk. There's a real, like, we're approaching an emotional moment between the two, and then the sky lightning and stuff.
Lightning, sky, earthquake. I
Yep.
think the whole building needs to shake.
Absolutely. Yep. So they go, whoa, and Gary doesn't notice because he's got the spins at this point. Poor Gary.
Yeah, he's got the egg sweats. Yeah, it just smells of sulfur.
Sweats come on. They watch the lighthouse tumble in the distance. Just crumble.
Oh no, the lighthouse.
And then the smell hits Dio of sulfur.
He said, "You better not be my father." What?
Great. So the waters of the lake rise a whole bunch, and they start racing toward the wedding venue. The live bands, for a moment, thinks that they're going to get their Titanic exit. Because if you're a live wedding band, what better way to go than the Titanic, right? No. I'm just saying words at this point.
It's a personal thing, Sean.
You got to go. The door was big enough.
Now, do we need to talk about this, Sean?
This
From
week, the
podcast.
situation is Sean's issues with being a wedding DJ.
Never the band, man.
Just a therapy session.
It was already a pretty iffy career to begin with.
It enhanced social things.
Yep, good communicator.
Magician. I'm a little dusty on talking. All right. So what happens after the waters rise and everybody gets a little freaked out by the sudden storm, earthquake?
They're all looking off in the distance, like, what's the storm? We're all gonna die. And every between lightning flashes silhouette of the kaiju, whatever.
Perfect.
It getting bigger,
Is
getting
this
closer to them.
is this kaiju more Godzilla-like or more Mothra-like? Does it fly or does it walk and be radioactive? I guess they're all radioactive, but
I think Thriller just came on at the wedding, and I think it's going to walk onto shore with the Thriller.
I'm thinking it has 4 legs, 2 arms.
Oh. And then most of the people at the wedding think that it's a produced thing because this couple's really rich. They own a pizza empire.
perfect. Okay, so the monster, enormous, 4 legs, 2 arms, like a lizard centaur. Ugh, I wouldn't want to look at that. That sounds gross. Approaches, and it's da, 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 lightning going on in the background. Everybody's kind of like, ooh.
I think that's when group of jets, launches missiles.
Perfect. So they hear it overhead, and then they don't. I don't think they see the jets, except for again the cool lightning silhouette effect, and the missiles launch. Boom, 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 and the monster keeps on running toward them,
Yeah.
walking slowly, menacingly.
Dancing. It's dancing.
Yes, it's got the 2 free hands. It can do the zombie arm thing. Okay. How do they learn they have to get to a safe zone?
That's the following the jets. A couple minutes after a army coming in, loudspeakers saying, "Get to your safe zone," and East Quarter Street, Boulevard Avenue.
There's a brief moment. You feel them put the microphone just slightly away and go, "Is that really how they name streets here?" And they're all dumb up here. Don't worry about it. I'm going hard against Michigan right now. I'm sorry, Michiganders, in your mitten towns.
In your polluted waters that are cold.
All right. What happens next? Does the wedding party stay together? Are they a joint party, or do they get separated? How many characters do we want to discuss right now?
I think there are 8.
Okay.
We're good at keeping track of 8 different things.
So they all get separated. A chunk of building flies or an army truck flies and blocks the street, separating the groups. So the 8 have to find their own way.
Okay. The 3 dads and Dio have to be there.
I was going to say, unfortunately, they're not here, so.
We get absolutely no emotional or character growth throughout the entire thing. It's just Dio talking to the spaghetti monster the whole time.
I hope that guy Gary isn't my dad.
Amazing. I think to make it super uncomfortable, 2 of the people have to be covered in Gary's vomit still. That we'll get a
cleaned up when this whole thing began.
Yeah, they were in the bathroom like, "Oh my God, why? We should have just left." That's good Foley work, huh? I don't know if you can hear my shirt.
I could. That was very nice.
It sounded gross in my ears, so I apologize to listeners.
Yeah, it's better than How is that? Is that good?
I think that has to be how the spaghetti monster sounds. That's the.
No, I think Tommy had it better. Do it again, Tommy.
I don't know what I did.
Yeah.
That's a spaghetti monster. Nice.
How'd I do? Did I do good?
That was good.
Yeah. Sean, your turn. Do the spaghetti monster.
I'm going to edit out most of this part, but just leave the "did I do good" stuff. That'll be.
Just clip that out and use it whenever.
This is our new trailer. Waka waka, waka waka.
You could sample it and make a new theme song.
Ooh, that would be fun. Boom, but waka waka. Okay, they are flying toward. Now, earlier we said it was a destination wedding. Are any of them? Richard's all up in the mic.
He loves sniffing that shoe.
This is going to be like a 10-minute episode.
God,
Or, no, don't cut it, Sean. Whole thing.
not cutting anything. Maybe a little bit.
While they're
I'll
running
hate
through
that
the
in
town,
Finland.
the 3 dads are, while scared, are nervously throwing out puns, dad jokes.
Mid sip. Yes, they are. They're just shouting things like "Kaiju, I barely know her," and then just absolute
And then
awful. awful
Two of
attempts at
them
humor.
that have never been to the town are making fun of the signs as they pass by.
Boulevard Avenue. What's the, they got to run by like a hump street or something, and they all pause to make rude gestures.
They run by 420, a house with 420 on it, goes, that reminds me of high school. You know what I'm saying?
do the three dads know that they could potentially be Dio's father? Or is this all, was somebody on the other side of the wedding party going to reveal this terrible truth, but now they aren't there and probably got eaten by the monster?
Nah, they're not there. So
Okay.
Dio's piecing little bits together from the random stories. It's like, wait, that sounds familiar.
Mom told me about a guy like that. He gets uncomfortably close to each of them to look at the shape of their nostrils. Oh wait, he's got to send the monster to do it. He's got to send the spaghetti monster to do it.
The spaghetti monster can like make a reproduction of the nostril, and then he like fingers the spaghetti monster's nostril replica to see which one's his father.
There we go. Yeah. Spaghetti monster making a mold in the meatball sort section.
You want me to stick my finger in there?
He's running at the back of the line so no one sees him doing this. Like, gotta be covert.
Gary sees it though. Gary sees it and is very confused.
But he keeps eye contact the whole time. It's part of his magician's training.
Gary hasn't blinked in 6 weeks.
Man, I hope Gary's the dad.
Really pulling for this at the end here. Awesome. So I think the monster is in pursuit. Gary, do we have Gary be kind of good at hiding? I mean, he's not a bad magician. He did a lot of very good sleight of hand, egg-based magic, while very drunk off of the open bar. I called it the open bar. The open bar would be what he did. Is he helping them hide really well from the monster, or is he still way drunk?
I'm gonna go with way drunk.
Okay.
He's the one everybody's hiding behind a dumpster, and he's the one just like standing next to it, leaning on it.
Crouching behind the wrong side.
Yeah. And he's moaning loudly because he smells bad and his tummy hurts.
So many eggs.
Ow. All right, so then Dio keeps asking the flying spaghetti monster, who he keeps summoning, to kind of like muffle the sounds of Gary. We need a real heart-to-heart at some point, though. I need them to realize they are father and son, because it's got to be Gary. It's just got to be Gary as the father.
Well, we haven't developed any other characters. So.
Yeah, and we have less than 10 minutes.
We do. We have 9 minutes, so we've got to throw in our twist elements.
So this is going to be how Gary tells Dio that he's the father.
No matter what the twist is.
No matter what.
The surprise element, the villain takes another form. So.
It is Gary. Gary is the kaiju. And that's real magic. And that's where Dio got it from.
Oh.
There.
So how is he? What is this, like a hologram kind of thing? Like, was he gigantic all along? Like, what? How does this happen?
He summoned the kaiju because he was real drunk
Oh,
and lost control of his real magic.
oh, because that's where the superpower line comes from.
All right. So I think as Gary begins to sober up, and the monster is gaining on them a little bit, Gary looks at it and goes, "Oh man, whoopsies!" He's the villain without being a real bad guy. And then that's when he decides that, oh wait, I can put like an end to this. And he winks at the flying spaghetti monster. Nobody else could see him, but Gary could. I think when the flying spaghetti monster was doing the nostril molds thing, everybody was just swatting their faces like, oh god, bugs. Oh man, every time we walk through a spider web, we're actually getting nostril molds made of us by the flying spaghetti monster.
That sounds accurate.
It's science.
Not iffy at all.
It's an anti-dusty fact.
Yes. Really enhanced the story. Thank you, Sean.
I'm a
And
magician.
it just took a magician.
All right. So the monster is gaining on them. I think its nostrils are breathing fire now, so it's well lit. Gary looks at it and says, no, and then becomes a monster himself, and then they battle.
It's the most epic battle ever.
Yes, it'll
Too bad we can't describe it.
blow your mind. Awesome.
I think Gary should steal the nose. Just do a magician's, the old nose grab, but actually does it and like rips it off his face.
Got your nose.
Oh gosh, yes, that's how we do it without having to describe anything, because the light of the area is coming from the flames of the nose. Gary opening act is got your nose, boom, it goes dark. All you hear is sounds from here on out.
Only we had a piece of sheet metal.
Richard, you make a sound.
That was like an out of tune harp.
And
That was a
now-
good
now I
sound
can-
effect.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Great. So the battle rages. Dio keeps telling the spaghetti monster to run in, get some reports, come on back, and then like eventually hands him the. Can we have Dio at one point stole the cake knife from the wedding? It's just like, I'm gonna pocket this. It'll be funny later on.
What?
And then he gives it to the flying spaghetti monster to go like shake the evil kaiju.
This sounds like a very minor detail. Is this going to kill it? Is there a...
It's a tiny knife on a kaiju, Sean.
He flies into the open nose with the tiny knife. And then you see the kaiju just dramatically, die like he's being torn apart from the inside
Oh, that's nice.
and falls over, taking
Boom.
out, 3 more city blocks.
15 pizza restaurants.
So much good pizza in this town.
Yes, they have every variety from every other city. They have all the types.
7 New York styles, 14 deep dish Chicago style. Only 1 California pizza kitchen, because we know that's not real pizza.
And apparently a Delaware style pizza. I'm not sure what that is.
And you can't forget the roaming
Tax deduction.
Totino's pizza, like the ice cream carts.
cracker pizzas all over the place.
But I'll
Make
bet you
most
could
of
get a Totino's pizza with chili on top if it's served from a cart.
Oh yeah.
I'd
Make
eat that.
most of their money at 2 in the morning when the bars close.
Nothing better than chili pizza after last call. You worked
All
it
right.
in there. I'm so impressed.
So Gary is victorious, and he's going to shrink back down to regular human size.
In different steps to match the Animorphs book covers, but in
Ooh.
reverse.
That's a throwback.
Yeah.
Or are they still making those? I don't know.
No, they're not.
Nobody knows nothing.
There's a comic coming out.
Ooh. That's exciting. 90s kids, remember when the world almost got overtaken by bugs that lived in your brain? Was that Animorphs or was that just Stargate? I think I just described Stargate.
Well, that was Animorphs too, except they were slug-like creatures.
Oh,
Took over your brains.
All right, people, we
That's
got to
also
finish
Star
this
Trek.
story. Let's finish the story.
so
We need them to embrace.
yes.
After he shrinks, they just hug.
And,
No
and
explanation. It's terrible. Who
then,
wrote this?
it's at least as good as Red Dawn at this point. So.
Okay, and then Dio invites Gary to his birthday party next weekend.
Awesome. And then they zoom in on the flying spaghetti monster, who ends with a timeless message of
Everybody's crying.
it's so true and universal.
And that is the perfect ending. Well done, everybody. I'm impressed.
We done did it.
We done did it. Something like that. We did
And
this.
next time on We Have a Situation Here.
We done do it again.
There's Flashy and Pizzazz.
Sparkle. Enhance.
Whoa.
Hi, everybody. Sean here. Wanted to say thank you very much for listening to this episode of We Have a Situation Here. Always exciting to know that people are listening to it and having fun right alongside with us. If you want to reach out and have some more fun with the players here on the show, you can always send us an email at whashpod@gmail.com. That's whashpod@gmail.com. We're also doing a lot of fun stuff over on Instagram. You can find us at We Have a Situation Here podcast. That is our full title. It's a bunch to type, but we do have fun stuff going on. Follow our little link tree link down in the bottom. You can find a link to the generator and some other resources for just kind of reaching out and having fun and hanging out with us, because we enjoy knowing that people are listening to it, and it's not just me making sure the audio didn't completely stink. So that's fun stuff. What else? I think that's it. Yeah, that'll close us out for this week. We'll be back next week with more fun and exciting adventures. Hope that you come along with us. If you do enjoy the show, please leave us a rating and subscribe wherever you're listening. That's always helpful for what we're trying to do, which is have fun and bring entertainment to the masses. I am going to stop talking. I've got to learn how to do these things at the end, because I'm really talking a bunch. Here's some music. Thanks again. Wear that mask. We'll see you next week.